All right, welcome to the Robert Harrison Hall of Fame Bowl game here in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm Adam Collins here with Butch Prosser coming to you from 58 Live. Looking forward to a great game. How are you, Coach?
Great. Looking forward to an exciting game tonight. I hope we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. You and I talked earlier about the difference in roster size. The Team USA seemed far larger, and now looking at the sideline, there looks to be a greater disparity than I had initially thought. Looks like the Kentucky Impact has a few more guys trickling over. Just so you know, at home, Team USA is in the red. The Kentucky Insanity is in the white. So looks like the captains are coming out for the coin toss. We'll wait and see how this pans out.
I like the uniforms.
I do like the uniforms. Both teams very patriotic in their uniform. Looks like they're examining the coin. Okay, so it looks like Team USA did indeed win the toss and chose to defer to the second half. So we'll get to see what the Kentucky Insanity can do on offense to start with.
Yeah, you mentioned the disparity in the roster size. I'm not sure that the Kentucky team has all the 30 that they have on their roster. And I guess we're ready to play a little football.
Yes, sir. Look like a symbolic kickoff there to get things started. But Team USA will kick right here. And I'll be interested to see how big an impact the weather has on the Kentucky team, simply because, it's gotten hot here. I think it was supposed to be 79 this evening there, but there's also 79% humidity, which
Yeah, and you're playing on that AstroTurf. It doesn't.
it's usually 10 or 15 degrees hotter.
It doesn't cool off very quick either. So, yeah, I would think that the roster size and the conditioning will probably be a big factor tonight.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, there'll be a lot more people under that tent before this night's over.
You should have brought a bigger tent.
Yeah.
Looked like somebody just got in there was getting dressed. It's got to be tough for teams when they travel, unless your whole team can travel together.
Yeah, you look at these teams and you wonder, how much do they practice? How much do they?
Well, that's it. Almost everybody certainly has another full-time job,
Yeah.
and you gotta account for that. And can you find a time where everybody can be there, where everybody can get on the same page? You know, does it limit what you can do? Does it limit preparation and things like special teams? Number 18, Abraham Morris, out to kick. And it's going to be a high spinning kick, fielded at about the 5-yard line, coming around the right side. And not a bad return. Looks like it's going to be brought out to about the 27-yard line. I think that was number 7 in on the tackle right there for Team USA. So 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line for the Kentucky Insanity. Okay, now that I get a closer look at the uniforms, theirs is the American flag integrated with camouflage. I'm a big fan of digital camo. J.D. Kraft in the gun with a handoff right in the middle. And that's going to be my man, Roman numeral 10, right there in the middle. All 440 pounds of him showing up early.
Also 92 on that tackle. I don't have a 92 on the roster.
Fine play, though. Good interior line play right there.
Yeah, they kind of dominated that play. And you have to think early in the year the defense is probably a little ahead of the offense anyway.
I would think so. J.D. Kraft in the gun, doubles look for Kentucky. He takes a snap, fires out to the right side, caught by the slot receiver. Number 12, Bobby Allen, brought down quickly after the catch.
Nice little combo route there, curling out and
gonna pick up a first down.
Hit the open space.
I think that group they had in there earlier might have been their run stoppers. Kraft gonna go under. No, he's still in the gun. My bad. In the gun right there. Hands off the right side on the zone play. Nice run there by number 48. He's gonna be run out by number 27. I'm sorry, number 21.
Don't have either one of those on the roster.
Van Conyers able to run him out of bounds.
Yeah, we're good.
So gonna bring up 2nd and about 5. Kraft drops, fires to his left. Oh, that should have been picked off. End up being good D there by the receiver.
Coverage that time, Kalen Gilbert out of Gretna, Virginia. Really good coverage there. Ball was thrown up kind of into a crowd.
Yeah, I thought that might be going the other way.
Yeah. Gilbert was definitely open. Unfortunately, he's wearing the wrong color jersey.
Yeah, it's not one of those deals where a completion's a completion. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for Kentucky. Here on this first drive as they've managed to move the ball.
Different quarterback in the game.
Yep, this is Austin Kraft. And that gets stuffed quick, fast, and in a hurry. And I believe that was number 38, Jamel Taylor, come up with that tackle for loss. And big defensive play right there for Team USA. Gonna turn it to 4th and 7. Looks like the offense will stay out, as will number 16, Austin Kraft.
This is an interesting decision.
It seems awfully early to me. And we're going to see Team USA burn their first time out.
I think they were expecting a punt also.
Well, it's just, like I said, it seems awfully early. I'm on my own end. I think, I know a lot of people feel safe around midfield, but I want you to go as far as humanly possible.
Yeah, this is you don't want to give Team USA the ball
on your 42.
Yeah, that's. I guess they have great confidence in their offense. We'll see what happens.
Either that or great confidence in their defense.
Yeah, exactly. Or no confidence in their kicking game. One of the groups.
Well, I can see that. I will say that the punt to me is the scariest play in football. Because first you got to hold your breath, hoping that you get a good snap and you get the ball off. And once you get the ball off, then you got to be like, okay, now everybody cover.
Yeah.
Number 16, Austin Kraft in the gun. There's a snap. He pulls it down and takes off. And he's going to have the first down. Tackle was made right there by number 25, Kalen Gilbert. But not until Kraft gained enough yards for a first down. It just opened up right there. All the rush went outside. It looked like he was going to quick kick it, then had the presence of mind to look up and see that nobody was around him.
Yeah, I guess when he showed kick, everybody dropped off and got out of the way and gave him a huge running lane there. He was able to take advantage, pick up first down.
Okay, now I think number 10, J.D. Kraft, is back in. Oh, ball's on the ground. Nice tackle for a loss play made there right by number 19, Billy Messenger. Billy standing at 6'7", 285 out of Pearland High School. Well, Coach, that brings us to, I was thinking about the center quarterback exchange. What would you say the keys to the game are right now based on the little that we've had a chance to watch?
Well, ball security is always first and foremost in games like this. You've got to protect football, and then conditioning. Team USA seems to be running a lot of people in, and we don't know what Kentucky is going to have, but we'll see what happens.
J.D. Kraft lines up in the gun, takes a snap. Drops.
Great pressure.
Looks right. Throws down the middle of the field.
Dropped. Interception was dropped.
Should have been picked right there by number 25, Kalen Gilbert. He seems to be active early.
Yeah, that ball was just thrown up into the air, and somebody please make a play. He had really good pressure off the edge that time by Team USA.
Yeah, the pocket collapsed rather quickly.
Yeah, I would look when they change quarterbacks. I'm looking for a quarterback run or some kind of a option look out of this.
And they do. Austin Kraft comes in at quarterback. They go 3-1. And it's going to be a delay of game on Kentucky. Going to back them up 5. Sitting on the double sticks now.
It's 3rd and 20.
I believe so, Coach. There's a snap. Kraft, quick swing out to the right side. And looked like it had a chance, but it got closed on quickly. Ball was caught by number 12, Bobby Allen.
94, who's not on the roster, but he got out there in a hurry. There's a defensive end, outside linebacker, really closed quick on that little out pass.
Yes, he did. So now it'll be interesting to see what they do. Here on 4th and roughly 20. Austin Kraft in the gun. And he tries the quick kick, and it's blocked and then bobbled. And it's picked up by Team USA and returned by number 6, Byron Blythe Jr.
What a disaster.
That is one of those things about quick kicking when you're that close.
Yeah, any kind of penetration just kills you. And, boy, what a way to start for Team USA.
The first time we'll see their offense, they'll be in the Score 58 red zone.
Yeah, 1st and goal from the 10.
I mean, there are worse places to start, right?
Yeah.
Number 9, Freeman in the gun. Look like that's going to be offsides on Kentucky. No, they say false start on Team USA.
Boy, Kentucky was bringing the house. They were not going to sit back and watch. They were going to make something happen.
Well, sometimes that's what you got to do.
They're coming again.
Good time right there. And that's a touchdown. Nice pass right there from Freeman to number 4, Maurice Jones. Maurice out of Waldorf College in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Just a simple little fade route, and he threw it right on the money.
But they did. They brought several, and Team USA did a good job of picking it up. Good movement in the pocket by Freeman, and pitch and catch.
Yeah, really good throw there, and it was an easy pitch and catch. Corner kind of got turned around, and
looks like they're gonna. There's the holder. I was like, somebody's missing.
Abraham Morris kick.
And it's no good, but I think they're going to get another shot at it.
From 5 yards closer.
I believe so. I think that's a wise decision. Although I know I've watched a number of games in my time where I was like, what? I don't know if you remember the state championship game a few years ago. It was one of the like Central Georgia teams, like Macon, Northside, somebody down there. But they declined a personal foul to be giving them first and goal.
Oh,
I was like, man, that's rough. And I'm sure he just misunderstood what the official was telling him. And I think they're going to get closer. We'll see what they have to say. Number 79 seems to be upset, so I'm guessing this is going to be false start. Nope. Okay. So he's justified in his outrage. So right now, everything coming up Team USA, they've got numbers and they're not really having to exert themselves because there's a snap, the hold, the kick, it's up, and it is good. And so just like that, Team USA goes up 7-0 over the Kentucky Insanity off of the turnover or the blocked punt. How would you classify a blocked punt? Would you classify it as a turnover? Because you were going to get the ball anyway.
yeah. I think it is classified as a turnover. Maybe it's one of those.
But it's definitely, I know you've heard that stat. If you block a kick during a game, you're 90% more likely to win that game than normal. So we'll see if that holds true this evening.
Yeah, and judging by the Kentucky team not wanting to get into any kind of punt formation, I think in any kind of fourth down situation is going to really put them in a bind.
Yeah, that's one of those things. I talked about practice time, and one of the things that probably goes to the back burner when you don't have a lot of practice time is special teams.
Yeah.
And that you just hope you can line up and do it.
Yeah, and
we both know it's not that simple.
No, that wasn't a very good situation for them last time, and so we'll see.
Well, it's a third of the game. Not everybody feels that way, but those are facts. And there's the Abraham kick. Picked up at about the 7-yard line. Coming back out around the right side. Nice play right there by number 8, Taylor O'Neal. Able to trip up the return man.
Yeah, 48, and unfortunately we're unable to identify him because I guess he was a late addition to the roster.
So now we'll see. I thought Kentucky came out. I thought they did a good job driving early. They did seem to kind of fizzle. Of course, then the special teams woes were tough. So we'll see how they respond.
They're looking at a delay a game again or a timeout. Didn't have enough people on the field.
Yeah, I don't think they get this off. Quarterback is number 16, Austin Kraft. Give off the left side, and he's met by a large portion of the Team USA defense.
That was a really nice move in the backfield because 34, the linebacker, came through untouched, and the running back did a little slide hop out of the way and avoided getting thrown for a 4 or 5 yard loss.
Looking at second and about 11.
Right now, the defensive front for Team USA is pretty dominant.
And rotating and still dominant.
Yeah, they've got a lot of players, so they're going to play a lot. And
Kraft in the gun, fires right across the middle. Ball complete on the slant to number 5, Jason Ferrari.
Good enough for a first down, and the linebackers for Team USA have got to get underneath that. They've got to make that a hard throw. That's an easy throw if your linebackers just stand and watch. And that was a good route and a good throw and catch. And Kentucky seems to have a little more success running the quick routes instead of trying to throw it deep and even, for that matter, trying to run the ball. So maybe the quick passing game will open up some of the running game.
I'm sure that's what they're working towards as they come out in doubles. Kraft fires out to the right. Ball's caught by the slot man. Number 7, Zach Jones on the reception there.
Van Conyers on the coverage. And once again, they're late getting there. Good quick passing game again. And Kraft had a lot of time to throw that ball.
Yeah, he did. Both teams have done a good job of protecting the quarterback. Austin Kraft stays in at QB. As Kentucky sticks with the doubles. Toss out to the left side.
Oh, really good job by the corner there, number 20, Terry Tiller, and then 25 again, our man Kalen Gilbert. That play looked like it had some promise, and those two guys got off blocks and really came quick.
Well, Skylar Brown, like you said, got out there and looked like he had a chance. Number 3 on the carry, Skylar Brown looked like he was going to get the corner, and then the defense for Team USA closed really quickly. Never let him drop off the ledge there. And
yeah, great pursuit, great getting off blocks.
Kentucky continues with the same look. Not sure if that was confusion in the backfield or if that was part of it. Ball carried by number 48.
Taylor O'Neal, safety on the tackle. Good little counter action. I don't know if it was supposed to be a counter action or if it was a busted play, but it picked up first down. So Kentucky's able to move the sticks. And that's probably a good thing for them, so they don't have to punt. Ball control, keep it away from Team USA.
They definitely want to not punt the ball. There's a snap. Kraft looking downfield on the right sideline. Had a shot. Had a man, but play was well covered. Pass intended for number 12, Bobby Allen.
Conyers on the coverage, and it's a couple of plays now. He could have come up with big interceptions.
It's like a sideline warning for Team USA.
Kraft had great protection that time, plenty of time to get his feet set and made a really good throw, but coverage was there. They don't mind throwing it down the field, but I think they've had a whole lot more success with the quick passing game.
You know, it seems like if I was going to go down the field, it would be later. There'd be some smoke and mirrors there. 3-by-1. Trips to the top of the screen there. Kraft takes a snap. Steps underneath. Rolls to his left. Looking downfield. Fires the ball. Flag is down. I'm assuming that's going to be holding on the defense.
Great pressure that time. There was not very much time to throw the ball. 25 again back here in the coverage. Kalen Gilbert. And number 8, Taylor O'Neal.
They're going to call pass interference on Team USA, and that's going to bring up a first down for Kentucky, who trails 7-0 despite having not given up a first down yet.
Yeah, it's great drive by Kentucky. Running the clock, moving the ball. They run a lot of plays.
Austin Kraft stays in the backfield, trips bunch to the top of the screen. Looks like somebody cheated.
To the center there. Wanting an Academy Award, I guess. That's Trajan Keaton. I think we all know you got knocked down.
Yeah. Lay there and wallow. Oh.
Easy 5 yards. That's
1st and 5 is better than 1st and 10.
Oh yeah. You make a whole lot more of these first downs than you do when you go 1st and 10.
So 1st and 5 from the Team USA 35-yard line. It's like heat's coming up the middle. It does, and Kraft rolls to his right, and he's just going to throw that one away.
Great pressure right off the snap. No chance on that play is for the offense. Kraft did a good job getting rid of that ball and saving a loss.
Yeah, he was just trying to get out of harm's way there. Gonna bring up 2nd and 5. See what Kentucky has dialed up right here. Austin Kraft, quick throw out to the right side. And I'll tell you what, the ball's out. Really well played initially. Did not make the tackle. I could not see who got the strip right there, but that is number 8 who comes up with the football. Number 8 for Team USA, Taylor O'Neal, who's also had an active game early. And
wow, what a big turnover. What a great job by the receiver early to avoid getting just 4 or 5 yard loss. Team USA played that really well, and he avoided the tackle, and then coughed it up.
Sometimes when you get caught up in the, outmaneuvering folks, you forget about the football, and it gets loose on you. Comes out of that high and tight position. Freeman in the gun. He drops, pump fakes, and goes down the middle of the field. Has a receiver wide open. And it's a race to the end zone, and he's going to win. Touchdown right there. Number 89, Casey Gladney out of the University of Cincinnati. He just walks in.
What a throw. I mean, whew. Freeman showed his arm strength there. Whew, that ball was probably 45, 50 yards in the air.
Yeah, he's dropped that one in the bucket.
Yeah, that was a really nice throw.
And just like that, Team USA goes up 13-0 over the Kentucky Insanity.
And it's amazing that when you get up, your side of the field is not getting near as hot as when you're down 14-0.
Good snap, good hold, and it's blocked.
Number 25, great penetration there for Kentucky. That's Ronell Morris. Really good job coming through and getting a hand on that.
And, we'll see if that comes back to haunt Team USA. But as of right now, I would say that doesn't seem to be an alarming incident.
No. Not as long as you let Freeman stand back there and throw it. And Gladney run free down the sideline. Boy, it's just, that was a pretty play.
Yeah, that's a bad combo for him.
Yeah. Well, one thing about it doesn't take Team USA long to score. They've had it 3 plays.
And they've got 13 points.
2 really good passes from Freeman.
And both times, Kentucky's drives look promising. And just the first one kind of derailed and then developed into a block punt. And then the last one, just a fumble.
Yeah, they moved the ball down the field and had the ball for a long time. Number 5 right there is Jason Ferrari on the return.
Tackle made by number 7 for Team USA, along with number 87, Ken Johnson. Ken Johnson, Hart County High School, Hartwell, Georgia. And so the Insanity will come out and try it again.
Yeah, they've done some really good things offensively. They just can't seem to finish. They move the ball down the field, 20s to about the 30-yard line, and then they stall out for whatever reason.
Yeah, they're just unable to finish, for lack of a better word. They get something going. They're moving the ball. Things are going well, and then they take a hard down turn. Give right there, hit at the mesh point, able to escape the mesh point, only to get wrapped up at the line of scrimmage.
Van Conyers comes and finishes that play, and that was a great play by the running back to avoid a big loss. Just to get back to the line of scrimmage was a plus for the Kentucky team there.
Well, they're going to give him 2, Coach.
Hey, well, that's even better because it was disaster waiting to happen on the snap.
I don't think he got near that far, but that's okay.
Yeah. We just call it like we see it, right?
Yeah, he ran hard, so, it's got to be worth something, right?
Yep.
Kraft in the gun. There,
Safety blitz.
Looked like somebody zigged where they should have zagged on that one.
Taylor O'Neal, safety on the safety blitz, comes free and makes a tackle, and
we see our first helmet tap come out of the Kentucky Insanity. That's one of those things is how will these guys hold up.
And that looked like the end of the first quarter.
It does. So at the end of one, Team USA up 13 to nothing over the Kentucky Insanity. Right now, Team USA kind of in control of this one. Coach, if you're Kentucky, what do you do to climb back into this thing?
Well, if they can keep hold of the football, it looks like that Team USA is a big play team, and you don't want to give them the ball back. Kentucky's done a great job. They had the ball pretty much the whole quarter. They just got nothing to show for it. They've done a great job in the quick passing game. Able to move the chains. Just be patient. You're not out of it. You don't need to try to get it all back in one play. Be patient and move the ball, and keep their defense on the field.
I agree, because right now yours needs to rest. But there's quite a bit of crossover if you watch Kentucky between offense and defense.
Yeah, I think the lack of depth is really going to take its toll, especially on some of these big offensive and defensive linemen. It's 79 degrees with 79% humidity. You're going to lose a lot of weight in a hurry.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, you're soaking wet. You're soaking wet before the game started.
Yeah.
At least it's not cold.
No.
I'll tell you what, that's the worst. Getting soaking wet and then having to go back out. Go sit in a warm locker room.
Yeah.
And then see, we had a game one night where it was in the high 30s and it rained. And by the time the warm-ups are over, linemen are soaking wet. And we went in that locker room and got warm and then had to go back out into 30-degree rain.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you talk about miserable.
Yeah, cold is bad and wet is bad, but cold and wet is just the worst. Yes, we played a game one night and it spit and sleet, and we were the visiting team, and the visiting team locker room was about 90.
Oh, geez, man. Kraft with nowhere to go. Great job right there, collapsing the pocket by Team USA. Numbers 38 and 44 there to make those plays respectively.
Jamel Taylor and Melvin Smith.
I mean, they just kind of roped him in on both sides, and there was nowhere to go because there was a push coming up the middle as well.
So now 4th down again. What are we going to get? We're going to get the quick kick again. 4th and 16 on your own 21-yard line.
Yeah, I would try some sort of traditional punt if at all possible. But they're lined up in a regular formation. There's a snap. Kraft fires down the middle. Had a receiver, number 48, was open, unable to connect right there. That's going to be a turnover on downs, and it's going to be 1st down for Team USA at the Kentucky 21.
And I would be very surprised if they don't throw it to the end zone on 1st down.
That would be my guess. Kind of dance with the one that brung you.
Like we have a whole new backfield in the game for Darquez Lee. Looks like he's at quarterback here now.
Give around the left side. Nice run right there by number 7. Is that 7 or is that 2, Coach?
3.
3. Number 3, Gary Fern. Gary out of Tennessee Valley Prep, originally from Chicago, Illinois.
Zach Jones on the tackle, or drives him out of bounds.
Gonna bring up second down and 5. Go under center this time. And Lee takes a snap and they stop the play. See what the officials have to say. And they're going to say false start. That's going to back Team USA up 5 and bring up second down and 10.
Really interesting. I guess they have it predetermined that they're going to swap quarterbacks at the end of each quarter.
Well, that's one of the things about having a big roster is if you're going to have a big roster and it's, I mean, I guess it's not like if you're in college or school, you know.
Right.
Guys will get older and leave, you know. Trying to keep everybody happy. Lee takes a snap, drops, just flips it out to the right side, and got some room to run. Ball caught by number 9. Nice running catch there. Flag down.
Really good job by the quarterback there, checking down, throwing the little swing route. And I think we're going to have a block in the back.
That was Wanye Freeman on the reception. And you are correct, sir. It was indeed a block in the back. It's going to bring up second down and what looks to be about 12. I stand corrected. 15. Lee in the gun. He drops, looks downfield, fires. And just outside the reach of number 16 right there, Devin Coleman.
Well, that was a great effort. Sold out just off his fingertips. And Lee had all day to throw that ball.
But it's going to bring up third down and 15. If you're Kentucky, if you're the Kentucky Insanity and you're trying to get back in this thing, stand right here would come in real handy.
Yeah, and I would guess that Team USA is probably a little outside of field goal range.
So I would imagine this is 2-down territory for them. Lee takes a snap, drops, surveys the field, takes pressure from up the middle, rolls left and fires, and that ball's going to fall incomplete. Looking for a flag, and I thought any contact there was probably incidental. But that's going to bring up fourth down. We'll see what Team USA does.
They're bringing on the field goal team. Good job of defense by the Kentucky team. Really important they make a good defensive stand there and get a stop. And if they just give up 3, that's great. And if they don't give up anything, and that's even better. Team USA is having some difficulty getting everybody on the field.
Looks like they got it figured out now. However, they are going to call a timeout. That's their second of the half.
Yeah, early in the year, it's communication is a big deal. Making sure you have everybody on that's supposed to be on these teams, special teams. Can be an issue, and we've seen both teams kind of struggle getting the players in the right spot.
Yeah, it can be tough. Again, I go back to preparation time. Just it seems very simplistic, but practicing of running people on and running people off, and people tagging people out and tagging people in. Seems very mundane, but come game time, it's rather important.
Be a 42-yard field goal.
There's a snap, hold,
Blocked.
and the kick is blocked, and
Oh, it's got to be a horse collar.
Davis is staying down. The Morris kick is blocked, scooped up by number 30, Trey Davis, who is still down. Got horse collared, and when he went down, anytime guys go over backwards like that, I always worry about knees and ankles.
Yes.
It's one of the reasons why the tackle that way is illegal.
Yeah, and there was really no really question on that call. That was pretty obvious.
But I will say the guy that tackled him was Morris, and if he's been instructed like every kicker I've ever coached, my position has always been, I don't care what you have to do, tackle him,
right,
get him on the ground, get him on the ground.
Right, and it wasn't a dirty play.
No.
It wasn't. I mean, it's a dangerous play, but it wasn't.
It wasn't malicious.
No, it wasn't a malicious play. I've got to get him. I've got to stop him from scoring. And we couldn't have scripted this any better for Kentucky as they get a stop, block field goal, and now flip the field. So they have a chance to really get back in this game.
And will be supplied with their best starting field position of the day. Because after the penalty is enforced, the ball will be at the Team USA 22-yard line. How's that for a short field?
Yeah, that's from where you're on 122. Block the field goal and move the other end of the field. That's a great job. Team USA looks a little confused. Who's supposed to be on the field right now?
Well, that's one of the other issues when you're rotating people in and out, is making sure everybody gets in and everybody gets out. It almost looks like the Insanity's looking for somebody.
Yeah, looks like they're going to take a timeout.
They were looking for one more, and they burned their first time out of the half.
Yeah, you get the quick change situations and people over there getting water, getting under the tent, trying to cool off a little bit, and all of a sudden I'm supposed to be on the field and I'm nowhere to be found.
Yeah, you're right. Sudden change can wreak havoc with personnel. Can't tell you the number of times I've screamed, "We're on offense.
Yeah.
Where are you?" You're like, "Coach, it was first down." I turned around to fix my shoe, and it's like, come on, man, you got to stay in the game.
Yeah. My helmet broke.
Yeah.
Did you tell anybody? No. Okay, great. So I'm going to fuss at you again. So, big series for Kentucky. They need to get points. And I would expect they have to get a touchdown because if their extra point field goal is anything like their punt game, it's non-existent.
That would be my guess. So both teams get back out onto the field to play. First down and 10 from the 22. Looks like tight end doubles. There's snap zone around the left side. And great job right there. Just a fantastic job.
Gilbert again. He is all over the field making every play.
Because that looked like they had a chance to make the edge, and he just comes flying up. And it's like, nope.
And we lose 3. Not a way to start the drive.
No. So it's going to be 2nd and 13 from the Team USA 25-yard line now. Although I will say that the vast majority of the positive plays we've seen today out of Kentucky have been the quick passes.
Yeah, I would look for them to go back there. That slant curl route has been. Oh, they're going deep. That was picked off.
And it's just thrown short.
Oh,
and
this
that's
may go. Oh,
a good hustle right there by number 19.
Monte Tyson on the pick for Team USA, and that's pretty easy.
Number 19, DJ Johnson saving a touchdown there. Coming up, almost stripped the ball.
Yeah, that was an easy interception.
But what looked to be a real opportunity for Kentucky just totally implodes on them and goes the other direction. And now I would expect a long pass play. That would be my guess.
Yeah, they last time they threw.
Arquez Lee in the gun. No.
Ooh.
Oh, nice play right there by number 48. Ball carried by number 3, Gary Fern. And what Mr. Fern didn't realize is all he had was your jersey. You're allowed to tackle somebody by the jersey.
And if 48 doesn't make that tackle, that could have been the big play. He had the corner, and 48 makes play from behind and was able to grab his jersey, but play started out with a lot of promise. And ended up losing 3.
Lee in the gun again. Drops this time. 7-man protection. Dumps it off.
We cuts it all the way back across. Picks up another block. And steps out of bounds. First down. You saw helmets coming off.
Yeah, I did see helmets coming off. He's got to leave the game, though.
Really nice play by Lee on that one. He was sacked. He had good pressure up the middle, and he avoids the sack and dumps it off and then picks up a big first down.
Yeah, nice run right there by Gary Fern, number 3, the running back who was in for protection. Like a stack down here to the bottom of your screen. Lee drops, getting pressure. Fires to his left, and Fern unable to hang on.
.52 for Kentucky. Trajan Keaton just destroyed the offensive tackle for Team USA. He just bull rushed and ran right over him. this a timeout or is this a 2-minute warning?
I'm not sure. I thought it might have been just our heat timeout. I didn't know. I didn't see any sort of signal.
No. Yeah, you can see the Kentucky sideline there. Boy, they are spread out and killing the water bottles and anything at all to get cool.
Yeah, it's pretty slim pickings over there.
Okay, so 7:21 left in the half, so it wasn't a 2-minute warning.
No, I'm guessing it was a heat timeout.
Yeah.
Unless it was a timeout taken from the sideline and just the officials never signaled. But, I could see him taking a heat timeout just because.
Yeah. Just because it's hot.
Indeed. Lee in the gun, Freeman motions out of the backfield to a more traditional doubles look. Now they shift to a trips look. Zone to the left. Brought back. Fern on the carry.
Bobby Allen on the tackle, number 12. Really good play.
Put that flag down in the area of holding. We'll see. And that's what the officials have for us.
I don't know that our chain crew over there is quite sure where they've kind of moved already, so the administration of this penalty will be kind of interesting.
Yeah, they're trying to tell them to stay still now. That genie's out of the bottle.
So this will be 2nd and 20 for Team USA.
I believe so, sir. But some of the strikes we've seen them make, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Although they seem determined to go with this H-back look and kind of run the numbers. RPO off of that. Nice little throw and catch there by Lee.
Number 1 on the catch.
That's Blake Wingert on the reception, number 1, as you said, Coach.
Yeah, picked up 10, and now it's third and 10, third and manageable anyway.
Thinking they're going up top right here with a stack down to the bottom of the screen. Lee steps up and fires across the middle. Hits number 82 in the hands. That's Joseph Dover.
Hit him in a bad spot.
Joseph 6'6", 285.
It looks like Lee is down. So now we got 4th and 10.
So again, if you're the Kentucky Insanity, I mean, this will be the second time you've dodged a bullet by giving up great field position. Lee in the gun, bobbles the snap, brings it down, goes down the right sideline. Ball intended again for number 82, Joseph Dober. Just ball sailed on him. There is a flag down. I want to say it was an illegal shift that was declined. Gives us a turnover on downs. And so the Kentucky Insanity will take over at their own 41-yard line.
And what a great stop by the defense.
Oh, no doubt.
I mean, they were helped by the penalty, but they, once again, like you said, dodged a bullet and back on offense. They've got to get something on offense this time. They need to move the ball down the field and get some points here.
Well, it remains a two-score game, you know. Kraft takes a handoff, tries to give up the middle, and there's no doing there.
Yeah, both these teams are determined to try to establish a running game, and neither team is having much success.
I don't understand why the Insanity isn't going back to a three-step drop passing game, or a quick game as they call it. And if I was Team USA, I'd be chunking it over the top.
Yeah. Yeah, Kentucky, the only way they move the ball is on the little quick passes and curls and slants. And
Kraft fires downfield. 50-50 ball.
That's just great coverage. Number 20, Terry Tiller, and number 8, the safety, got that bracketed, Taylor O'Neal, and there's just nowhere for that ball to go.
Jason Ferrari, the intended receiver. But like I said, that was a 50-50 ball with two defenders there. So I guess that turns into a 33 ball.
Yeah. Yeah, you like your odds on that as you're a defender, because their corners have done a great job on the long passes. Now underneath, stuff has been pretty wide open, but they continue to throw it deep. So maybe they know something we don't. But it hasn't been a lot of success on the deep ball by Kentucky. So now you've kind of put yourself in a pretty tough situation. 3rd and 10. Team USA put a lot of pressure on these situations.
Good job, quick snap, and still lots of pressure. Kraft rolling and not going to get away. Flag down. I think they're going to get him for a hold as well.
Byron Blythe, number 6, and Billy Messenger, number 19, just put great pressure on. And
see what the official has to say. Holding on Kentucky, and that penalty is declined, and it'll bring up 4th down and extremely long.
Yeah, this has got to be 4th and close to 30.
Be interesting to see if they try to quick kick it right here. They did try to throw it.
Yeah, throw it up and hope they intercept it, and tackle the guy when he intercepts it. That's the same as a punt. Yeah.
And gonna be timeout taken by Kentucky. That's their 2nd of the half.
Yeah, if you can't punt or not gonna punt, you could almost get into a Hail Mary look and just throw it down the field and hope you get a tip, or if not, if they intercept it, then tackle them right there and you Move the ball 30, 40 yards down the field to give your defense a little better chance.
Yeah, if you're Kentucky, you can pray for one of those prayer at Jordan-Hare incidents.
Yeah, that's it.
Where the DB bats the ball up in the air. Somebody runs underneath it. I remember the next morning, most of my kids are big Georgia fans, and safety came in and goes, "Coach, why didn't you just bat it down?
Yeah.
It'd have been Georgia's ball way back up there." And I was like, "I know, man."
Yeah.
He's like, "Coach, I'm 15. I know he should have batted the ball down."
Yeah.
I was like, he was amped, man. That's what happened.
Yep, got to make the big play.
He could see the end zone as soon as he touched the ball.
Now it looks like they're in a punt formation. And it's bad when you call timeout and then come back on the field and don't have enough players. Good snap.
Good punt.
Oh,
it takes an unfortunate bounce. And it don't look like they were able to punt a first down.
Yeah, I don't understand. They have a good snap and a decent punt. Why would you go line up the first time and try to quick kick it?
I don't know. I think they thought the quick kick, maybe they thought the quick kick allotted them an opportunity to fake without much risk, I guess.
Yeah.
Although getting a kick blocked would have been a big concern of mine with him being so close to the line of scrimmage. Lee takes a snap. They run away from the H-back that time. Ball carried by number 24, Cortez Branch.
48 on the tackle, and I wish I could tell you who that was because he's had a whale of a football game in this first half on both sides of the ball, and we don't have his name on our roster.
Lee takes a snap, drops, fires out to his left. And it looked like that was just dropped.
Yeah.
By number 16, Devin Coleman.
Yeah, there was nobody in the area. He was wide open. Now you're 3rd and 7, and
Sounds like the officials are trading balls out. I don't understand what the delay is.
you see some amazing things with the officials in these games.
Ball set for play. 3rd and 7 from the Kentucky 36-yard line, 37-yard line. Snap taken right there by Shaquem Mack. And he calls his own number. And picks up quite a bit. First and 10.
This is our 3rd quarterback now for
It is.
Team USA.
Mack takes a snap, drops, fires across the middle. Pass intended for number 82, Joseph Dover. Incomplete. Looked like number 7, Zach Jones, was there in coverage.
Yeah, that's thrown into a lot of people. There's really tight window there, and just a little bit underthrown, and it may be a good thing because the linebacker was sitting right up underneath that.
So 2nd down and 10. Mack in the gun. He drops, looks left, shuffles left, fires. That pass is going to fall incomplete.
Good coverage there by the Kentucky defense. Third and 10. Team USA really has not taken advantage of their field position.
Yeah, they've given up. They've had a couple chances to kind of slam the door and just haven't. Mack looking downfield, flies down the left sideline, just outside the reach of number 89, Casey Gladney. Casey had that touchdown reception on the opening play. On the opening play of the second drive for Team USA.
And Mack had all day to throw the ball. You can see the defensive line for Kentucky did not even rush. They just stood there and just kind of said, just don't run it and we'll be okay. Oh, 4th and 10.
See if Mack can come up with a big completion here. Corner's playing way off. And flags down. Be interested to see what the call is.
Anytime you get these guys starting to have a conference there, yeah, it's always kind of as a coach, it's a scary situation, you know.
You're like, what are they going to come up with right here?
Right. Because that looked pretty obvious from here that it was defensive offsides now.
My favorite is when they call one thing and then they go to the other side and then they reverse their call. I'm like,
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Mack looking, fires to the left side. And right now, the receiving core for Team USA unable to find the handle. I mean, that was not a perfect pass by any means, but it did seem to be a catchable pass.
Yeah, just can't quite hook up. And I guess you're playing 3 quarterbacks. You know, it's tough, I'm sure, to get enough reps to give everybody, make everybody feel comfortable with the quarterback throwing and catching. So, but another good stop by the Kentucky Insanity, and
they're able to keep this a 2-possession ball game. They could really use a score here as they'll have to return the ball at half to Team USA. Team USA won the opening toss and deferred. They're going to come out in a doubles look, or the Insanity. They're There's snap. Kraft drops under lots of pressure. And blow the whistle, blow the whistle. That was number.
Quasi Myers, number 2, and number 32.
I think that was 38, Coach.
Oh, 38.
I think that was Jamel Taylor.
Okay.
But they were both on him fast.
Yeah, now it's
And unfortunately for him, they had way too much time driving him backwards. I guess the official thought maybe he would escape.
Yeah, there was no such thing as forward progress on that call, was it?
Because I would have been on the sideline screaming, blow the whistle, blow the whistle.
Yeah, and, you know, the way the rules have been where you're protecting the quarterback, he didn't have a lot of protection. Once he got grabbed, they drove him back another 5 or 6 yards and then planted him.
Yeah, that's supposed to be a no-no. But, you know, it's going to bring up 2nd and long for Kentucky. So far, the game's been mostly Team USA. Although here in the last quarter, I would say nobody's really done anything of note.
Yeah.
Quick handoff there. Unable to slip up underneath things for just a second. It was number 3, Skylar Brown. But looked like you might have gotten 3 or 4 out of that.
Good, tough run. It's just now you're 3rd and still forever.
But it's one of those deals where Kraft is taking the snap, and it's like hot potato. He's trying to see how fast he can get it out of his hands.
Yeah. Team USA is putting a lot of pressure on.
Going to bring up 3rd down and long. There's a snap, and it's going to get blown dead.
Halftime?
I haven't seen anybody signal halftime, but
both teams are coming off, so I'm guessing that was the final play of the first half.
well, at the end of the first half, Team USA up 13-0 over the Kentucky Insanity. You know, not a whole lot of offense to speak of here. Like I said, the last quarter or so. Both teams have had chances to, you know, they've either been in the red zone or right at the edge of the red zone and unable to cash in. Or even worse, went backwards.
Yeah, you saw in the first quarter a 15-yard touchdown pass and then a 65-yard touchdown pass, and that's been it.
But if I'm the Kentucky Insanity, I think I'm over there talking about, guys, we're down by 2 scores, and we've turned the ball over 3 times. We're doing okay. We just got to stop turning the ball over and capitalize on our opportunities.
Yeah, and this one's not over by any stretch.
Unfortunately, when you are the smaller team, number-wise, you need to make headway early.
Yeah. And you've got to protect that football, and like you said, turnovers are the killers, and both their touchdowns, I think, came off turnovers.
Yes, sir. They did indeed. The first one was a blocked punt, and the second was a strip.
Yep.
Strip fumble. They did dodge the bullet off the interception, but
yeah, and then Kentucky had the chance when they blocked the field goal and had the ball on the
21
and went backwards and then threw an interception. So they have a chance, and they've been right there. They've just got to make the plays now.
So that's going to take us to halftime, folks. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. we're back right here, coming back in from half. Currently, Team USA up 13 to nothing over the Kentucky Insanity. Team USA is going to get the ball back here to start the second half. That's not exactly great news if you're Kentucky. However, the great news is if you're Kentucky, is you turn the ball over 3 times, you're still only in a 2-possession. The other team still only has a 2-possession lead. They've had an opportunity to slam the door on you a couple times and haven't. So, what are your thoughts, Coach?
Oh, I'm looking at the Kentucky bench, and they're not really excited to get up and move. You know, they're playing with limited number of players, and most of their guys are going both ways, and they just, you know, I would think if Team USA were to score here, they may look to play a running clock after that, because I just don't know how Kentucky players will be able to manage to finish the whole game.
They do look like their numbers are somewhat depleted, don't they?
Yeah, and you know, Team USA is out there ready to go, and
as are the 30 guys on the sideline, right?
yeah, and Kentucky's going, I'm not real sure I want to get out there right now. So we'll see what happens. But, you know, exciting first half. A lot of big plays. A lot of plays that could have gone for big plays, and defensive players made some really good plays. So
yeah, we saw 3 turnovers, 2 block kicks. I mean, so that's a fun-filled half, right?
yeah, you got lots of action. May not have been the best. If you're a football purist, it may not have been the prettiest football game you've ever seen, but there was a lot of action, a lot of things going on. So we'll see if Kentucky can get enough players on the field to start this second half.
Let's see, they got 3, 5, 7, 8.
They're working on it.
Here comes 9 and 10. And there's magic number 11.
Might as well start this half off with an onside kick.
I mean, let it all hang out, right?
Yeah, go for it. You know, that way you only have to run down the field 10 yards.
Yeah, no guts, no glory. No, it's actually a pretty decent kick.
Yeah.
Feel it about the 30-yard line. Coming around, and it's got a shot if he breaks outside. Good job turning him back right there. Big number 5, too. Turned it back inside. But great return right there by number 25.
Kalen Gilbert.
Yes, sir. He's had a heck of a game.
Yes, he has. He's been all over. Well, that was a big return to start the second half. Now we'll see what they do coming out on offense and see what kind of adjustments each team has made.
Well, you know, just the quarterback comparisons, I will say that Freeman was by far the most productive for Team USA in the first half. You know, accounting for the first 2 touchdown passes.
Yeah, and you know, you're playing 3 quarterbacks, so I'm sure timing is an issue with the receivers.
This is number 11, Mack, who instantly gets pressure up the middle, is doing his best. Oh
my goodness!
And that's going to draw a flag. Yep. Yeah, you can't ride him out of bounds, Hoss.
Yeah, that's Dale Patton on the play, and he's kind of looking like, well, what did I do? Well, you tackled the quarterback 5 yards out of bounds. And now I think we may have a personal foul on the bench over there, too.
I think you might be right. Because the play did initiate inbounds. So technically, if the tackle is started inbounds, but if I'm not mistaken, he threw the ball away, did he not?
Yeah, I mean, it could end up being intentional grounding and then late hit, so we have offsetting penalties.
So we got personal foul, roughing the passer, and intentional grounding. Those penalties offset. Replay the down.
Wow.
Man, you called it, Coach, and they got it right.
Yeah, and poor Mac got the worst end of that deal.
Yeah, he's like, so I got rode in the ground for nothing.
Yeah.
I run for my life, then get rode like a rodeo horse into the ground, and we get to do it over.
And that was instant pressure by the Kentucky defense.
Yeah, he just blew through there.
Now I'm not sure what they're doing. They marked off 15 yards against Kentucky.
Huh. They got to blow that dead. He was unevaded. They let that go. He ran across and then ran back. And when he ran back, that froze the offensive line, and they all stood there. And then he came again. But I guess he wasn't offsides that time. Otherwise, they would have had to blow the whistle.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, he must have timed that up perfect.
Oh, now they mark off 5 yards.
I just don't.
I never saw a flag.
Come on, guys, wake up.
Yeah.
Mac takes the snap.
I think
Actually, that's Lee.
Yeah.
Lee's rolling to his right, turns up field, and he's going to be really close. They're going to say he was down at the 1. And it looks like one of the big cats for Kentucky is down.
That's Trajan Keaton.
They better hope he gets up.
Yeah, he was. You know, he is a big guy, and he was on the kickoff team. Made the tackle on the kickoff. Now he's playing defensive tackle and just runs the quarterback out of bounds after a 20-yard gain, and he's got to be exhausted. Yeah, that's more of a, man, I'm just too tired to move rather than I'm hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, sleep good tonight. I think they're going to call an injury timeout. As Team USA moves to the sideline for water. Well, I thought that was an injury timeout. Just a group meeting on the sideline, I guess.
First and goal on the 1. Freeman is back in the game at quarterback now. Maybe they're running plays in with the quarterback.
And
it's picked off.
A quick throw is picked in the end zone. And he's got a
Yes,
shot. He
this
might
is
go.
go.
He's gone. He is gone.
What a play, number 19, DJ Johnson. That's about a 108-yard interception return.
You talk about something that changes the complexion of the game right here. Your Team USA, you're getting ready to go up by 3 scores and kind of slam the door on a struggling Kentucky team. And instead, from the 1 yard line, you throw an interception
Wow.
just because you got instant pressure. And instead of throwing it out of the back of the end zone, you just kind of toss it up. And it goes, as you said, 108 yards the other way.
Yeah, what a mistake by Freeman there. Trying to throw the fade again and underthrew it. He was under pressure immediately and kind of bobbled a snap and just kind of shot-putted the ball out there. And Johnson makes a great play and takes it to the house.
Yep. My sideline is completely wrecked. I flipped the table, broke a clipboard, thrown my hat. Because here we were getting ready to put this game away. And, you know, I've always been told, you know, as a young coach, one of those things they said to us all the time was, don't let folks hang around. You got to put them away. Most dangerous thing you can do in the world is let a team hang around.
Yeah, especially when you're more talented. That underdog that hangs around is pretty dangerous.
Because, you know, you start letting that other side believe, and it can change things.
Yeah, and that, boy, what a change that was. You go from
a game that looks like it's over.
Yeah.
Kraft under center. Deep handoff right there. Blown up, though, and you guessed it.
Yes, once again, Kalen Gilbert, 25. He just is everywhere.
He's had a hot dog game, buddy. Great returns, huge defensive plays.
Yeah, and that was a big play because Team USA was blitzing inside. Looked they had everybody washed down. And it looked like the running back was going to be able to bounce outside and get in.
So here early in the third quarter, the Insanity gets on the board. Currently down 13-6 to Team USA. But Team USA seemingly had a chance to slam the door on them. And instead throws a 108-yard interception. Pick 6.
And here's their boy, 52 for Kentucky.
Is he going to the wrong sideline, Coach?
No, I think he's just over there talking. He's having a good time.
Okay, he's like, I'm not leaving the field anyway. May as well.
He said, I'm playing on kickoffs, offense, defense. I'm just going to make every play, and I'm just going to talk while I'm out here.
May as well just stay out here.
Yeah. Yeah, I just Kentucky players are just, even though they just had a big play, they are gassed over there.
Well, I know if I'd been on defense, I'd have been like, go, man.
Don't worry about us blocking for you. On your own, Bubba.
Coach says don't block behind the ball. Run.
Yeah. Yeah, with the I would expect another big return here for Team USA.
Yeah, I don't understand. I'd keep the ball on the ground. I'd try to limit the possibility of a big return.
Now we got delay a game. So now you back up 5 and
got him for illegal procedure there.
Yeah, like I said, I would onside kick this thing again, or like I said, squib kick it and bounce it down the field.
Nope, they kick it deep. And it's mishandled. Oh, man.
What a play.
Big play right there.
Number 26, Manuel Bennett. What a great play. Kickoff mishandled by Fern in the backfield and or on the kick.
He just couldn't find a handle there. By the time he did, coverage was already there. So what I thought was going to be a bad decision turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah. So now you got to see how Team USA responds after giving up a 808-yard pick six.
Yeah. Do they come out firing?
Freeman back in at quarterback.
Give on a little counter. A little wiggle right there. Looks like there might have been a hold on the outside. Nice run there by Fern. I think one of the receivers cheated. Nope. Illegal substitution infraction on the defense. It's going to be 1st and 5.
Did they have 12 men on the field?
They did, but they marked off 15 just then. So they're saying illegal participation as opposed to illegal substitution.
Yeah. Oh, what
Oh,
a pass.
man.
I-
Just on the money.
Freeman has just really shown touch on the long pass, and that's Blake Wingert. It looks like we're probably going to come back, though.
Well, that may have been a hold. But, I got into an argument with the official one night because ineligible receiver downfield. That ball's coming back because they got us for 12 guys on the field, and they walked off 15. I was like, whoa, now. They were like, I said, this should have been 5. He said, nah, coach, it's illegal participation, not illegal substitution because the play went on.
Yeah.
I said, so because you didn't catch how many people were on the field, it's more yards against me?
Yep.
He was like, yep. I was like, okay. Not sure how that works. Freeman drops, surveys the field, under pressure, and is going to be sacked. And again, the game takes these momentum turns where it looks like, again, Team USA is slamming the door on them, long touchdown pass. Then they take the illegal lineman downfield, then a sack.
Yeah. And once again, that's Trajan Keaton for Kentucky. Man all over the field. Yeah, neither offensive line has provided a lot of protection for the quarterbacks tonight. The way Freeman throws it deep, I would throw it deep again if we could block.
And a little zone play never got started. That's number 5 right there, Jason Ferrari. And it looks almost as if after the deep pass came back that Kentucky is kind of catching fire here.
Yeah, and they're, it's a one-possession game, and Team USA, after the 108-yard interception, they have the pass that's called back, and then they've done nothing. They've gone the wrong way.
There's a snap. Freeman drops. Free release rusher, though.
Oh, and he almost threw another pick.
Nobody picked up the edge. Looks like Team USA is going to come out for a punt.
Johnson almost had another pick. The receiver never looked for that ball, and Freeman, under pressure right away, got rid of it, and almost made another big turnover.
So Kentucky managing to just hang around. Despite the fact that, Team USA is talent rich. Flag down. They blow the play dead. See what the officials have to say. Illegal substitution on the punt team. Replay fourth down. They got that one before they got to run the entire play. So that just blows my mind. If you count faster, it's less yards.
Good snap.
Oh, that was
good punt.
I thought he really had a chance there for a second after he got past the first three guys.
Yeah, that was a dangerous play picking up that ball on the bounce like that. But Zach Jones made the first guy miss and picked up 5 or 6 yards. So
he's eventually brought down by Quasi Myers, number 2 for Team USA. But, let's see. If Kentucky can put together a drive right here and get points, I mean, I think the panic might set in on the other side.
Yeah, Kentucky has not generated much offense at all tonight. They had some success with the quick passing game, throwing the slants and curls, and then they got away from it. They wanted to try to run the football and didn't have any success there, and then they tried to throw it deep and weren't very successful there. So not sure what they're going to do.
I'll tell you what I'd do. I'd go back to the quick game.
Yeah, I would
the thing that's made me money.
Yep.
As a wise old coach once told me, dance with the one that brung you.
Yep.
There's snap, Kraft looking downfield, throw across the middle,
There
caught,
it is.
and first down. It's first down.
Move the chains, baby. Once again, though, our boy Kalen Gilbert on the tackle.
Number
and he
12.
almost had that ball picked. That was a great play by the receiver stepping in front and make that reception.
Number 12, Bobby Allen, able to get his hands on that and pull it in. Gonna bring up first down and 10 for Kentucky at their own 42. Coach Chapman, are you here?
I guess I'm here. I'm just kind of standing here off in the distance. Just came in from the wildest football game
Welcome.
I have ever seen.
You've not seen this one yet, Bubba?
I love the uniforms.
Kraft going down the sideline.
Whoa.
It was there.
Van Conyers on the coverage, and if he high points that ball instead of waiting for it to come down, it's a pick. That was pretty good defense by the receiver, knocking that ball down.
Well, Coach Chapman, in the first half, we saw 2 block kicks.
Okay.
4 turnovers.
Okay.
And to start the second half, we watched a team get the ball, get down to the 1-yard line,
Okay.
throw an interception, then went the other way for 108.
Okay.
Pick 6. Like, it's been pretty eventful.
Okay. And I've got all of that beat. I'm just going to tell you, I've got all of it beat. I'll get into it in just a second. Wow.
Oh, what a move.
Hello.
And another move.
Put him in the spin cycle.
Oh,
That was a fantastic run.
Yeah, that should have been a 2-yard loss.
That was Barry Sanders-esque.
Yeah, in 48, we don't know who he is, but he is.
He's had a whale of a game.
Yes.
It's an interesting uniform combo.
Yeah, you have the camouflage with the flag versus the stars and then the flag on the pants.
It's cool.
The other team has a flag on the jersey.
Kentucky Insanity. So 3rd down and 4 here, guys?
Yep.
And
Roughly.
I heard Coach Collins say about quick game, this is a down that screams quick game.
I think they're going to end up handing it off to number 48 again.
And here it is.
And they just rally to the ball
It's gonna bring
so quickly.
Oh, they're gonna get the 15-yard
that's
penalty.
going to cost
Oh,
them.
that's stupid.
I love the attitude, but that was a stupid move.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that's not what you want to do right there. You've got them in 4th and 3, and now you're going to get 15 and an automatic 1st down. So while we got a second, I'm going to tell y'all, I just watched a game that ended 34-28.
Okay.
I watched the team that won the game. They ran 16 total plays for the game.
Wow.
They had 194 yards passing, and they completed 3 passes, all to the same receiver. That receiver had 3 catches for 194 yards and a touchdown. 3 touchdowns. Same team had -1 yard rushing, so they finished with 193 total yards. No drive was longer than 3 yards. They played 4 quarters, scored 34 points, and had 0 first downs.
Wow.
They had a kickoff return of 99 yards for a touchdown and 95 yards for a touchdown.
That's crazy.
The team that lost had 20-something first downs. Boom. That was the best 1-yard loss run you'll ever see.
We've seen several of those tonight. The offensive lines from either team are
Yeah, nobody's
blocking anybody.
Nobody's. There's a lot of. Hey man, here he comes.
Throwing a lot of no-hitters out
Yeah.
there
Yes.
right in the middle of baseball season.
Yeah. Look out, brother. They're
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of really good runs for no gain.
He looks mad. You better go.
So 2nd down and 11 right here. And there's nobody covering the slot, guys.
They had that safety sitting at like 8 yards.
Ball's out.
Fumble.
And there's the tail of the tape, ladies and gentlemen. That is turnover number 4
Ooh.
for the Kentucky Insanity. You cannot let the ball go and win football games.
They're
And
not-
it looks like they're discussing
They're
right
not trying
now.
to call dual possession on this, are they?
You never know what these guys are going to do.
He didn't look like he was down.
He definitely wasn't down.
A minute ago, they called offsetting penalties and then walked off 15. Let's see what they got.
Offsetting penalties and walked off 15?
Yep.
Must be something new.
Well, I guess somebody knew what they called, but
Mhm.
he gave no signal other than 1st down, Team USA.
He gave a short dissertation there at the 35-yard line that we did not hear.
No.
But, yeah, they came out. Guy throws the ball away. Defensive lineman rides him out of bounds into the ground. And, of course, you know that's going to draw 15. So they throw that. Then they hit the quarterback for intentional grounding, and then they walk off 15. And I was like,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Trying to send the H back in motion.
the whole offensive line points.
Nice
Maybe.
cut, though.
Yeah,
Good run there by number 3, Fern.
they do a good job pointing. Unfortunately, they need to block somebody, but
There's my guy. There he goes. Here he comes, fellas.
So they did get the offside, so it'll be 1st and 5.
That's a good tackle by number 30, Trey Davis. What could have been a really huge play.
Yeah, when he went to cut back right there, and you saw there was a huge cutback lane, and all I could think was he's about to come out the backside of this and be running for a long way. So 1st and 5 now after the offsides penalty.
Freeman in the gun, takes a snap, under pressure, fires down the middle of the field.
Oh,
That pass intended for number 1, Wingert.
Johnson on the coverage again.
Wingert can roll.
He made a nice adjustment to the ball. It looked like it just got into his chest.
Yeah, they had Team USA, the receivers in the second quarter became
Ronnie Garvin.
became droppers instead of catchers.
Ronnie Garvin, the man with the hands of stone.
Oh,
I knew where that was going.
Got hands like buttered bricks.
And still.
Uh-oh.
My word.
Fumble.
He tried to dribble that ball.
Center quarterback
Kentucky.
exchange.
You know, we talk about this every week about, what are the things you worry about, and I talk about, again, it's such a simple thing that most of the time you take for granted. But when it goes wrong, it can change a football game.
Dale Patton on recovery there. And Kentucky now, can they generate any offense?
I mean, they've had opportunities. They got the ball. On the 21 of Team USA, 1st and 10, and the very next play they throw an interception. So they've had opportunities to come down here and get in the end zone and just haven't been able to cash in. So we'll see if this time is different. I would love to see a lead change just because.
Oh, great cut again, and there we go. Uh-oh.
Yeah, there's just nowhere
Yeah,
to go.
there's nowhere to go again, and
It's an 8-yard loss.
I understand why you try to run the ball, but you're having zero success.
He's trying to explain to somebody who to block. I block him for what?
You made that last guy miss. You need to make some more miss.
Yeah, come on, man. I like it when you juke everybody out. It makes you look better.
Yeah, they've had
Hey,
lots of opportunities
yeah.
to look better.
We're trying to help you. What's your highlight look like if there's no blocking and you still score? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm doing you a favor.
8-yard loss on 1st down is not conducive to
No.
holding on to the football for a long time.
Here comes our man back in the game, Trajan Keaton.
Yes. And not quick enough.
Trajan's playing both sides of the ball and plays on the kickoff team.
He didn't make the tackle on kickoff,
Mm-hmm.
but he set the edge and turned him back inside, which allowed the play to be made. I mean, he essentially made the play. And he's kind of a big cat.
Yeah, and you got 2nd down and 23 right here. He did a heck of a job on that defensive end right there.
Oh.
That was almost a great catch.
Opportunity right there for number 5, Jason Ferrari, to make a big play, just unable to come down with it.
I watched y'all's guy 52 come in right there and pass block, and that was pretty impressive.
He is. He's a good player. He's made some plays on both sides of the ball. And it's just, you're that big playing in that heat and humidity. It just.
Yeah, it's only 79 degrees, but it's also 79% humidity.
Yeah, so it feels like you're breathing in a waterfall every time.
Yeah, I mean,
Where are they playing this game at?
Nashville.
Ooh-wee. So 3rd down and 23.
Oh, another bad snap.
Kraft just trying to get away.
That's definitely
Yeah.
Flips it out of
bounds.
bounds, and there's no way. He's going to say I was out of the pocket, but it's got to go beyond the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pretty much right there. You just have to accept that. Take the sack and move on.
Unless you can throw it so far downfield that nobody has a chance.
Well, what punt formation are we going to see this time?
They got the first block kick was off of a quick kick where they snapped it because the very first time they ran punt, they came out in a regular formation and he looked a quick kick, but when he looked up to see if anybody was there to block it, the whole middle was open. And he just took off and got a first down. Next time he tried to do a similar thing, but there was a nose guard there and he blocked the kick immediately. And
So now they get timeout.
all right, first timeout of the half for Kentucky. So what I thought was going to end up being a very lopsided game because Team USA has an embarrassment of riches. We watched them play 3 quarterbacks, 5 or 6 backs, 2 or 3 tight ends, more defensive linemen than you could shake a stick at, Whereas, Kentucky has their guys on the field and then like 6 guys on the sideline.
So they're doing a good job of keeping themselves in it.
They are.
Yeah, they
Must be because they've got 4 turnovers and it's a 1-score game.
Well, that's
Right.
it. I said that at halftime. That would have been I'd been like, hey, now we've turned the ball over 3 times, and we're only down 2 possessions. That's really not that big a deal.
Yeah, neither offense has moved the ball very much at all night. Team USA scored on a 20-yard pass after a turnover, and then they scored on a 55-yard pass after another turnover. So
False start on the punt.
Yep. That doesn't help, does it?
It does not.
Because the heat's coming down, buddy. Speaking of heat,
Yeah.
so we're what, 4th and 40?
Pretty close to that.
it's 4th and a really long ways.
Another false start.
They're going to talk about this one. See whether or not he was in the neutral zone.
I can give him the answer. He was not.
He might have been. He was headed that way.
He was. They're going to call offside.
Oh, they said neutral zone.
Wow.
Here, take 5. Nah, you take it back. Never mind.
So maybe we'll get a punt off this time.
Oh,
Nope.
great. Goodness of life. You have a really good snap, and the kicker just shanked it.
That's super unfortunate.
Oh, man.
I don't know if that ball made it back to the line of scrimmage.
No, I don't think it did. I think it was a negative 3 or 4 yard punt there.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah, the kicking game has been an experience for
Yeah,
Kentucky.
Kentucky doesn't have a kicking game.
so 1st and 10 now for Team USA. Ball is at the Kentucky 44.
That is correct. There's been a couple of just meetings. I don't know if they were scheduled or unscheduled. I'm not sure.
I was wondering if maybe it was a heat-related timeout so they could get them something to drink. But I don't see anybody in the offensive huddle.
No, it appears just to be like a meet and greet right there at about the 50.
Yeah, this is danger time if you're Kentucky right here. The depth of Team USA might come into play big time pretty soon.
Toss. No, ISO to the right.
Ooh.
Good run.
Yeah,
Nice pickup.
Gain of 5 will bring up second down and 5.
Dev Patton, defensive tackle on the play for Kentucky.
But yeah, about mid-third quarter is where that really starts to show up in the big guys.
Same play.
And you see they've gone to their big back.
Yep.
But really a good play by Kentucky. Picked up, what, one?
I don't think they're going to give him anything. So it's going to be third down and about 5.
Yeah.
I understand going on tempo and all that other stuff.
Well, both teams have been kind of sashaying to the ball. Nobody's in a big hurry.
Yeah.
Hello.
Ooh. There is our boy.
Hello,
52, Trajan Keaton.
Mr. Heartache. I've been expecting you.
He slammed that door pretty quick.
That's going to be
Did.
fourth and about 3 right here.
He's had a great game.
Yes.
Right at 3-4 yards right here on fourth down. Long snap count, Coach Collins?
Oh, for sure. We're going to get a shift and then a motion and then a long count. And there it is. Your free play. And
They're going to say he caught that.
well, the last time they had the ball at the 1 yard line, first and goal, they threw a interception that went for 108 yards the other way.
Wow.
It looks like they may be trying to figure out if the whistle blew.
I don't think number 5 liked what he heard.
You know, you have to give credit right there to DJ Johnson for Kentucky, though, because pretty much everybody else stopped, and he covered the receiver all the way down. If he stops, that's a touchdown.
So it ends up being a first down and a first down and goal at the 1. And you get an unsportsmanlike.
Yowzer.
So it'll be at the half-yard line now instead of at the 1.
Yeah, somebody didn't like that call. Wanted to
Well,
express his opinion to the official.
you have a First Amendment right. Freedom of speech. However, there are consequences.
That's about as close as you can get a football without putting it on the goal line. And like I said, this is danger time for Kentucky.
Okay, so they go ISO to the right again.
Quarterback sneak, push the
Everybody
quarterback.
is packed in there.
Well, now
What's
we're
the-
going to get
what-
a little bit closer.
What's another 3 inches?
The end zone.
Yeah, how do you record that as a penalty yardage?
You,
3 inches?
Yeah, that was.
You write that down. I guess it has to go as a yard officially. You got to be kidding irritated me. They let that play go.
Oh, man. He went over the top. How's that not uninvaded?
No, it's supposed to be. They threw a penalty marker.
Come on, big guy.
Oh, there's another one.
This one is slowly going off the rails, fellas.
Yeah, tip.
And there goes another one.
He's done.
See ya.
Oh, and there's another one. So that's 3 15-yard penalties. On
Yes.
double on
So double zeros ejected. They're trying to help 52 off the field. Because double zero picked up a flag and threw it.
I think he threw the ball.
Uh,
After he got his second one and was ejected, I think he picked up the ball and threw it down the field.
I've kicked a flag before.
You have.
But in my defense, the official threw it at my feet. I took exception to that.
So
So you have 3 15-yard penalties, and you can't mark them off, so you mark off another 3 inches.
I mean, just put the ball on the line, I guess, and
the problem comes now is that, you know, they're going to pin everybody inside on you. And, you know, you're going to have to get low and root somebody out of there to get in the end zone right here.
well,
And through so many flags, they're having to find out whose flag is which.
Yeah.
who's got the bucket? Is this your flag or my flag? I don't know.
It's first down, guys.
.106 left in the third quarter.
And there's your play, Coach Prosser.
Yeah.
Well, as they were already standing in the end zone, basically.
Yeah, you pretty much take the snap and fall down, you're in the end zone there.
So it's now a 19-6 lead for Team USA.
It'll stay a two-possession game, though. Unless, which they should. No, it'll stay a two-possession game.
Yeah, because
Yeah, because they can get 15, but it's still two-possession. I'd go ahead and kick it right here.
Yeah, why are they putting the ball on the 1.5-yard line?
maybe that was a
Part of the penalty package. I'll take the ejection penalty package.
good gracious.
Yeah, so
It wouldn't have mattered where they ran that one from. That was not going to get in.
Nope.
no, this has been paper mache week for the offensive line. So
Yeah, we could have played 7-on-7 and got as much out of the offensive line tonight because neither team has blocked very many people on the offensive front.
yeah, I'm usually a big supporter of the O-line, but things have not gone well for either side, and there doesn't seem to be an enormous amount of effort going in. So, because normally, if that were the case, I'd be cutting way more slack.
Now let's see how long it will take Kentucky to get 11 guys on the field.
Because initially, both teams had pretty good pass protection, and it has just really dropped off
Heat, man.
since like the first quarter.
Heat and conditioning play a big part in that, I would think.
Nobody's moving their feet. If there's one thing I know, it's you're not beat till you stop your feet.
Yep. So 19-6, we're under a minute to go here in the third quarter. And Kentucky needs to have a drive right here, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
In the worst way, yes.
And they've had opportunities. They'll come out on first down and run, and then they'll throw it deep twice, and then they'll try to figure out some way to punt the ball.
Hopefully positively.
Did they pooch kick that? They did.
They did. But they kicked it right to number 52, who was a big athlete.
The guy is amazing now. He plays offensive tackle, defensive tackle. He's not happy over there
At
either.
all.
But what a game he has had.
He has played really well. And again, that's number 52, Trajan Keaton. He's just been a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Between he and number 48, they've had by far the biggest games for the Kentucky Insanity.
And they need a score, and they get great field position, and
Then they can't find enough guys to come out on offense.
I think they've already taken 2 timeouts. We just reset the play clock for them.
yeah, they're giving them.
So as I said, nobody's in a real big hurry. Kraft on the give,
Goodness gracious.
and it is blown up immediately.
Yeah, both defensives against the run have just been dominant.
I don't understand why you keep coming back to that unless you're trying to run clock.
Trying to set up RPOs, maybe. The way they're playing the slots, I'd be, faking inside and throwing a 5-yard hitch to the slot guy.
Well, and that's the only success that Kentucky has had moving the ball was they on their second drive of the night they had a good drive going and throwing curls and slants and
Quick screen.
quick screens, and then quarterback sacked and dropped the ball, and
So it's going to be second down right here. I don't know what the discussion was about.
The weather. There's snap. Kraft under immediate pressure, rolling right, just floats it up out of bounds. Wisely gets rid of the ball.
I mean, he's taking the snap, and there are people just running through A and B gap untouched.
Well, that's a problem.
Seems like this would be a good time for a screen.
yeah, those offensive linemen go, "You want me to get out there and run down the field and block somebody? Nah, that ain't happening."
That must have been the last play of the third quarter right there.
So at the end of 3, Team USA up 19-6 over the Kentucky Insanity. Here at the Robert Harrison Hall of Fame Bowl game. in Nashville, Tennessee. Coming to you live on the Score 58 Network. I'm Adam Collins with my co-host Butch Prosser and Craig Chapman. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us this evening as we head into this final quarter of action. Did y'all have any ejections in your game?
We did not.
See,
Yeah, we get a lot of.
Have y'all, is that the first one tonight?
that is the
Yep.
first one.
We didn't have an ejection, and we didn't have a safety. So
Uh-oh. I don't know if that's somebody taking a nap or somebody's injured. Yeah, he was napping. Power nap.
Yeah, that's Kalen Gilbert. He's had another huge game for the Team USA.
Yeah, he's all over the place.
so it's 3rd and 10 right here, fellas.
I'd get a first down if I was him.
Yeah, you're just gonna.
That'd be my plan.
Seems like a solid plan. Oh my
Ooh.
goodness!
I would not have tried to do it like that.
Wow.
Wow, 34. Who we don't have in our.
I mean, that's just.
Like number 7 got there first.
But they're running roughshod over the offensive line.
Yeah.
That time they had a hole. That was second level defenders. He got up inside, the block, but then from the linebacker level or the safety level.
Yeah, but you're supposed to have people heading to the second level too,
I
Coach
agree.
Chapman.
I agree. I'm just saying that there, at least for that time, it wasn't.
Like I guarantee when they drew the play up, they were accounting for that dude.
Mm-hmm.
And if they weren't, then I blame the play.
That is true.
So this would become a teleological discussion. You know what I'm saying? Low snap. Kraft gets it up, able to fire out.
He had a receiver open. He just overthrew him.
And
Once
who is it?
again, There he is.
Who is it with the pass breakup?
Kalen Gilbert.
That's
again.
it.
You know, we've had some really good individual efforts tonight. Gilbert for Team USA, Trajan Keaton for Kentucky, number 48, the running back for Kentucky. As a collectively, it hasn't been very pretty, but there have been some really good individual efforts.
I agree with that. Looks like Lee's coming in to play quarterback.
Just a true gun backfield right here.
They changed it to an H.
And that's 3 on first down. Make it 2nd down and 7.
As Fern runs away from the numbers.
Trying to give him a false read there.
I guess, I've seen them run away from the H a couple different times. But, they sent the other, I've seen them run with 2 backs in the backfield and then send both of them to the H and then both of them away from the H.
Once again, everybody's blocked but the middle linebacker.
Yeah.
Nice play right there by number 3, Skylar Brown.
That's a really nice one-on-one tackle right there. And if Team USA wants a first down, they line up in the same formation and throw the hitch to the top end of the field. Because the corner is 15 yards off.
Lee gives around the right side.
Ooh, okay.
And they got the edge that time. Fern able to get the edge. Neither team has really had much success trying to get outside.
That may have been the best run of the night for Team USA.
I think some realization is setting in for Kentucky right here.
As they go to a proud defense. Proud / I don't want to get in a stance anymore.
Knew that was coming.
Oh,
Wow.
And that was good D too.
ball was dropped again, and then once again, Maurice Jones. That ball is on the money. That was a good play in the defensive secondary, but you've got to catch that ball.
Team USA receivers exploded off the line right there. I thought he was going topside to the single receiver side because he released inside, and once he stemmed it up the field, he was by everybody and inside of everybody, and I was waiting on that ball to get there. But the ball he threw was to an open receiver as well. They're going to stay in this H-back look a lot, huh?
Yep.
Team USA's had the chance to close this door several times, and
Oh, that was nice.
Little option right there. Passes the ball to Freeman, who's met by a host of Kentucky Insanity players.
It's going to bring up 3rd and short.
Be a big chance for Kentucky to make a stand here. Certainly 2-down territory for Team USA, though.
Get back and run the stretch play again that they just ran to the field right here.
And
Tried to throw the RPO off of it, then dumps it down. Ball, I thought, how did he hold on to that?
yeah, I thought it came out too. Number 48 on the play there.
that must be a different number 9 because that does
It is.
not look like.
That's Freeman. I don't think we have both number 9s.
Yeah,
That's Freeman. I can see it on the back of his jersey, so I'm not sure what number 9. The quarterback number 9, I'm not sure what his name is. Because we've been calling him Freeman because that's the only 9, but yeah, the build is completely different. And there's a flag on the ground.
Illegal substitution.
there you go, Coach. Count quick.
That's
it's only
right.
5.
He counts quick. It's only 5 yard. He counts slow as 15.
The single most unreal rule.
Oh, man, that's so funny to me. My guys, it's the same penalty. No, it's not. One's before the play, one's after the play goes the whole way.
So you didn't count it before the play.
Aren't you supposed to count? Well, yeah. But, Coach, aren't you only supposed to send 11? Touche. Touche.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he broke a tackle. Ooh.
Lee does a great job scrambling there.
Gets it down inside the 15 into the red zone for Team USA. Going to bring up 2nd down and about 5. They're right back on the ball again. And they are rotating people in and out.
Oh, they've got a boatload of them, too. Yeah, I think they can just throw it to Wingert, and he's in the end zone.
Lee scrambling to his right, pulls the ball down, decides to run.
I thought he was going to run out of bounds, and he kind of deked me right there. But he gets the first down, and he's inside the 5. And all the pressure and all the, tackles behind the line of scrimmage have ceased to exist right here for Team Kentucky.
Well, this right here will be all she wrote. If they get in right here, that'll seal Kentucky's fate.
Quarterback draw.
Yeah, Kentucky is pretty.
They're spent.
Not very much left in that tank.
And that makes it 25-6.
Indeed, it does. So it becomes a 3-possession game.
With the lack of offense from Kentucky, this one is, you can go and mark this one in the books.
I'm afraid you're correct, sir. That we will have gone ahead and determined who the winner of this Robert Harrison Hall of Fame bowl game would be.
Hey, we got a made extra point.
Yes, indeed we do. Coach Chapman, did he have the wrong knee up?
It looked like it.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, something doesn't look right. What is it? And he had his back knee up.
I saw a extra point in the earlier game today where the holder set up behind the guard and the kicker took 15 steps and the holder was 6 yards deep. It was not successful.
Did a football player, the offensive lineman, get a football enema? Is that
the ball was snapped where it was supposed to be snapped, and when they tried to catch the snap, it was dribbled and then picked up, and then it was not a good ending for the holder.
Looks like there's a couple flags on the ground. Ooh, somebody else got ejected. Pretty sure it's number 12.
It might be number 3.
Maybe.
Yeah, but he pointed the wrong direction, didn't he?
Quite possibly so.
I'm not sure. When they spin the cameras like this, I get disoriented. So
Yeah, he pointed to Team USA, but I think it was number 3 from Kentucky, who seemed to have another opinion of the officials that.
yeah, I think a
wasn't
number
very
of the
popular.
Kentucky players are taking exception to what's occurring.
So maybe it was number 3.
Number 3 is still out there. And I would think if they had ejected him, he was still on the field, that they would stop play until he left the field.
They must have called multiple penalties because
Well, I saw at least 2 flags.
that's not your standard 15-yard mark-off right there.
Now they got to find 11 guys for kickoff.
Yeah, this game has deteriorated quickly. And as Skip Carey used to say, this game has slowed to a snail's pace.
Indeed, sir. Crawling.
From halftime to the end of the third quarter in our game was an hour and 57 minutes.
Ooh.
That's just wrong.
Well, we did have a weather delay in there, so it wasn't.
Well, there's something. somebody needed an explanation as to what was going on.
If we keep on like this, Kentucky's not going to have enough players to finish the game.
I mean, they're kicking off from the 35. That was two 15-yard penalties. I wouldn't be surprised they kick an onside kick.
And that is exactly what they did. And another great job fielding it by Kentucky, number 3, Skylar Brown, right there with great hands up front. Although I think I'd have been pretty ticked off about you doing it.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd have had something to say to you.
I understand it. Even though it's a 20-point game, it appears that the game is pretty much
Over.
it's within hand. You understand what is happening, what's going on.
When a game is in hand and you onside kick, that's in poor taste, in my opinion. It's like being up by 35 and going for 2.
Or being up by 58 and going for 2.
Who did that?
Unfortunately, it was on a team that I coached.
Oh, okay.
It was not called from the staff.
Oh, the kids decided to
It was
freelance it.
It was one of those things where we scored a touchdown late in the game, and we always did the swinging gate.
Oh, well, I mean, when things are automatic.
And I told the kid running on the field that was the holder. Good kid. Good player. I told him, kick the football. You understand me? Shift him over and kick it. And they got out there and lined up, and they didn't cover the wide receiver. And that kid hadn't caught a pass all year. And he looked over and basically just put up both hands in the prayer motion like, please throw it out here. And I knew what was fixing to happen. I was like, yeah, I'm fixing to get yelled at. And I did.
Illegal substitution on Kentucky.
I think if I was the coach from Kentucky, I would ask for a running clock so we could get this thing over with and go home.
Before anybody else gets ejected.
Yeah. Or an injury is a big thing here. You're playing.
Fatigue is always one of
Yeah.
those things that leads to injury.
You're not playing a lot of players, and you got one team's got played a lot of players, and they still got a lot of energy, and they're flying around, and you got one team that's pretty much give out, and real easy to get hurt in a game like this.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if you're out here playing in it, you're definitely saying run the football, get us into the.
If I'm on either sideline, I'm going run, clock, run.
Yeah.
Because in a game like this, I'm going, okay, is somebody going to get mad? Is there going to be a fight? Is somebody going to get mad or retaliate? Is somebody.
Oh, my word. That's going to be picked, and that may be 6.
Is that Van Conyers?
Yep.
And indeed it is, sir. Oh, goodness. But, I mean, you can't tell you guys to stop playing,
Yeah, and the quarterback just threw that ball up there. He had no chance.
He had 4 unblocked rushers.
Yeah.
He threw that ball, and he got hit in the teeth right when he let it go. And this is one of those things Coach Collins talks about a lot of times. If you're ever on the sideline of a game like this is the part of the game where everybody's like, let's finish it.
Yeah, please just let it be over. Like, I don't enjoy games like this. Like, games like this, I'm like, man, just come on, let's.
get to the kickoff without having anybody else ejected?
I know with a game like this, anytime it looked like it might be like this, my thing was always let's see how fast we can score 30.
Yeah, and get the clock to run.
Get clock running.
Yeah, I think Kentucky. They lined up for that extra point with 7 players. So I think this is pretty much done. Let's take your hats off and shake hands and go home.
You just don't stop the clock at all.
Yeah, I don't know if Kentucky can put enough players on the field. And that's the problem when you got 30 guys on your roster and you're playing in the summer football league.
It can get out of hand in a hurry. I'm not sure Kentucky has enough people on the field right now.
No, I don't think so either.
Wow. Don't you dare call that a touchdown, Mr. Official. But it is a recovered kick.
Yep.
And it's Team USA's ball again.
Yeah, and this has gotten ugly in a hurry.
Quickly. I mean, it was 13-6 with a minute to go in the third quarter.
Yep. And then the wheels came off.
Quickly.
And if you've never been part of a game where the wheels came off, you haven't been doing it long enough.
And it looks exactly like this.
It does. Everything you try to do turns to absolute crap.
Mm-hmm. That was really nice defense on the edge right there.
Skylar Brown, number 3.
He's another one that's had a really good game for Kentucky on the defensive side of the ball.
I mean, they ran counter option at him, and he played both and got away with it. There's the stretch play again. Goodness gracious.
Run by Fern, tackled by big number 75, Dev Patton.
That looked like that hurt. I ain't going to lie to you guys.
Yeah. Well, the linebackers are not attacking. They're just kind of bouncing.
It'll be 3rd and less than 1 right here.
Yeah, not a lot of push from the defensive front, is there?
No, sir. like you said, I think the tank's pretty much empty at this point.
RPO, pop to the tight end, touchdown.
And that ball caught by big number 85, Austin Spradlin, out of Butler University in Franklin, Tennessee. Trip home for him.
And it's 39-6. It was just 13-6, guys.
Well, it's really common to triple your score in 4 minutes in basketball.
Yes. I have seen those runs in basketball. So we're going to go for 2 now.
Really?
I mean, first of all, you throw it when you're up, and now you're going to go for 2.
I mean, I don't know if there was some sort of affront that occurred or. I think they have enough people on the line of scrimmage.
Who's he trying to throw it to?
Those people over there in the stands.
They got your penalty, coach.
Yep.
Illegal formation.
Yep. Can't do that.
So now we get to go kickoff again.
I can't believe. Why would you go for 2? And don't get me wrong. I've had coaching moments that I regret where, like, I sent the starting defense back in so a team couldn't score. You know, that was one of those young and stupid moments, or even like you said, where kids freelance. You know, I had a kid call a fake punt. He was like, "Coach, that guy's uncovered. That's automatic. You've always said it doesn't matter what's happening. That's automatic." And I'm like, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never really understood the seeing how bad I can beat somebody.
Well, there's just no.
I mean, you're playing a team that's just physically worn out, and you can do whatever you want to do. And
Well, here's the thing: if you play long enough, this very same thing is gonna happen to you.
oh yeah,
I believe in karma, and our live stream is offline. Having technical difficulties here. And
we're back. Nope.
We were. There we
there
are.
we go.
There we aren't.
Maybe they can put standings up there.
Well, there's a flag down
Delay of game on the kickoff team.
because they were taking pictures on the sideline.
Probably. I think their live stream stopped too. Coach said something about it slowed to a snail's pace. We are moving at the speed of Glacier at this point.
Ooh, yeah. Traveling at the speed of smell.
Probably ran the kickoff back and we didn't see it.
Yeah. Was it one of those 33-point kickoff returns?
Yep.
Tie ball game. It did seem to be a good return, though.
It did.
Looks like the heat and humidity's kind of.
Yeah, it'll mess with some electronics. is down there working on it is doing a good job to try to keep us up and running. So 1st and 10 right here. This ought to be an interesting series right here for Team Kentucky, or the Insanity.
All right, Coach, I need you to tell me what is on the side of the pants of Kentucky?
I think that it looks like a gun.
With a helmet on top of it.
That is what it is. I'm guessing like a POW MIA type
That's what
deal.
I thought that was my initial impression.
You know, and anytime we can pay tribute to the guys in the armed services, I'm 100% behind that.
Yes.
Got a new quarterback in the game. He's also the Mike linebacker.
Skylar Brown.
He just stepped in there and fired it. We didn't get to see the results of the play. I know it was incomplete, but it looked like something when he stepped up in there and threw it. And they gave it to number 48. Fellas, that just ain't going to happen tonight against these guys.
No, they're. And he does the log roll out of bounds. We've got another player injured.
That don't look like that's very good.
No, it looks like an ankle or something.
And normally late in the game like this, you see somebody down, and you think instantly cramp. That don't look like a cramp.
Yeah, looks like a knee or an ankle.
They've got to be close to being out of lineman.
I would think so. Doesn't help that one of them got ejected. But it looks like one of them's helping somebody off the field. Obviously, he's out. The guy that's hurt is out. It's kind of a tough situation to be in. And if you've never been in that situation before, that is interesting where you're like, okay, who can we use now?
Yep. At one point in time in my career, I looked at a kid and said, "You have to play tackle." And he said, "But coach, I'm a tight end." I said, "Right now you're a tackle," because we were out of offensive linemen.
You're the next closest thing, buddy. Sorry.
You had a completion right there.
Nice throw and catch.
Pass was completed to number 48. He got out of bounds, so he didn't have to roll out of bounds this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what the weather's like right there. It's got to be 4th down, correct?
I would think so. But we shall have to wait and see.
We shall.
sure what's going on.
Not getting a whole lot of clear signals out of the officials either, so.
Wonder if it was a timeout.
Maybe.
Or maybe they're letting the clock run out and it's going to be the game.
That would have been a fantastic plan.
We can only hope.
So I'm guessing that was a timeout.
Well, since we don't know what down it is or what's going on.
I'm assuming it's fourth down, even though they have the down marker down. And we got offsides right there.
Come on, fellas.
Maybe they jumped offside so they could run the clock out.
Maybe.
That would be the all-time. I know somebody that called a timeout and told them to run the clock during the timeout. Twice. Oh no.
Oh, ooh.
I don't understand.
Well, at least that guy didn't unload on the quarterback. He ran by him.
Yeah, because they were sure he could have been real ugly if he wanted to take him out.
Yeah, that would have been one of those things where. So it's a turnover on downs right there. There was a penalty on the play, but they obviously it was declined.
Fourth down.
What in the world just happened?
Oh, sweet Pete.
So now it's fourth down. Oh, they called a penalty. I see what it was. Called offsides.
Yeah, because our
Yeah.
Kalen Gilbert down here is,
Shoved the receiver.
yeah.
Made contact with the receiver. I believe the plan is to get them to line up offsides and give them a first down.
Now he's going to get on the coach for making a mockery of the game. Oh, well.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, for crying out loud. Why is he walking onto the field? Why is their coach out there?
Just do what you want to do, I guess.
What in the world?
Uh,
Kind of. Good play right there by number 1 Wingert to knock it down.
And both receivers ran into each other.
I just don't understand why you're throwing the ball down the field right now.
Only answer is trying to score.
Well, I hear what you're saying. Like, and I want to win as bad as anybody. But right here, I want to go home.
and I'm hoping that was going to be the last play of the game, maybe. Nope.
He just blew the ball ready for play.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what happens when somebody picks it off and goes the other way with it?
I'm just impressed that they've got the throws off.
Well, I don't think anybody's rushing.
That may be correct as well.
And this would make me madder than anything else.
We got Roman numeral 10 in the game.
I saw that.
Ridge Laney.
Yeah.
Was this 3rd and 10 now?
It is.
Oh. It's bad when your wideouts are limping out there, can't even run to get in the.
Or when they line up in the slot and then get moved to guard.
Oh no. Oh.
He's intercepted the pitch.
He did. We almost had a fumble return for a touchdown off of a reverse pitch.
Devin Coleman with the play.
Coach Hoop, Coach Collins, Coach Prosser, who are the players of the game?
My opinion for the Kentucky Insanity, number 52, Trajan Keaton. Thought he played an outstanding game all the way around, special teams, offense, defense. And then for Team USA, number 25, Kalen Gilbert. I mean, multiple pass breakups, countless tackles, just
Big return on the kickoff.
big kick return, just outstanding play. There were plenty of guys who had good games, but those two guys stuck out most to me.
Yep.
They are just going to take a knee right here, right?
I would think so.
Oh my goodness. No. You know he didn't. Oh my goodness. Okay, boys, now I want you to defend that call. You're up 39-6. I'm not sure that they had enough players on the field
Yeah, they're not going to let that happen.
and you run a halfback pass.
There ain't an official on the planet that would let that happen.
Yeah, somewhere you're going to, like you said, Coach,
Karma's a rough thing to deal with sometimes.
Yep.
And a wise old coach once told me, what comes around, goes around.
Yep. And that looks like that might be the last play of the game.
It is.
Because the conversation I would have had right there, I would have said, y'all either get in victory formation or somebody's getting an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
And that'll do it.
And so there, your Robert Harrison Hall of Fame Bowl game champions, Team USA, with a win 39-6 over the Kentucky Insanity. I'm Adam Collins, here with Butch Prosser and Craig Chapman. Thank you from everybody at the Score 58 Network, and thank you for all the people on location. You do a fantastic job, all the staff here in the studio. Thank you, be safe, and have a great night.